Welcome back to Average Mike's, guys, and today we are finally tackling some flooring in the kitchen. Welcome back to Average Mike. I am just another Average Mike, and like I said, today we are finally going to put the new vinyl plank flooring from NuCore Floors and Decor into our kitchen, and actually we're going to go into the dining room as well. So I did start the project already. I'll show you the time lapse real quick. I had to put a real thin sheet of plywood, I think it's called lawn board, that basically would raise the dining room up to where the kitchen is. The kitchen already has lawn board, I'm guessing because it had linoleum before, so just to keep it even smooth instead of going right on the subfloor. So in order to tackle the dining room with a level flush right into the dining room look, I had to basically raise the floor. So I'm going to show you a time lapse real quick of me putting down that floor. Alright, so now that that is complete, we are going to start laying our floor. So, I am going to start over in this corner here, where the door is. I already measured out how long, so that way that these are the flooring planks we're going to use. I measured how wide they were, divided it by how long it was from the door to that end, and it looked like I was going to have to cut it pretty much in half to make sure that there was no thin line or thin plank on this end or on this end. Hopefully those measurements line up and we should be good. So one thing I'm going to have to do here is take my oscillating saw and cut this trim molding up just a little bit of the width of the plank. That way the plank can slide under it. I don't have to go worry about cutting the plank all the way around this molding. Same over here as well. I'm gonna have to pull this molding off too. So let's pull this up. I also bought this moisture barrier, and the reasoning for that is not so much for the moisture, because these planks are waterproof and I don't see this floor getting moisture anyway, at least on the bottom. It's more for if you were laying on concrete where moisture could come up from the ground. But what I bought this for is because this floor, as you can see over here, underneath this linoleum, this isn't necessarily sticky anymore because we've been kind of walking on it a little bit, but this floor is underneath this linoleum. The linoleum is held on by glue. The floor is sticky, and what I don't want to happen is this is a floating floor and it needs to be able to expand and contract. If I don't put something in between the stickiness of the floor, the planks will stick to the floor. They won't be able to expand and contract, and I'm afraid that it will cause some buckling issues. So we're gonna lay this down underneath onto the sticky floor and then lay our planks on top of it. So let's get to work on this corner here. I'll start by pulling this vinyl up, pull this molding off, and then start measuring and cutting around this molding here. All right, it is the next day here, and as you can see, we finished up the kitchen. I did lose a good chunk of the footage, especially in the middle areas here, but no issues. We are going to move into the dining room now. We did roll this in from the kitchen because we wanted to be a seamless transition here, and so we're going to backtrack a little bit here and then continue on, and hopefully you'll get to see all that. We are keeping, just a reminder that the water barrier, the black plastic we put down here, wasn't really for the water barrier. It was for the fact that the floor was sticky from the old linoleum. We didn't want it. We wanted the boards to be able to slide around a little bit if they needed to. This floor does not have that problem. We just laid down this Luan board and we should be good to go. It's okay. This product already has an underlayment attached to the bottom, so we should be good to go here. Making sure to keep our 1/4 inch gaps all around per the instructions. And this room should be a lot easier because it's just a square room. So hopefully that's the case, and we can knock this out pretty quick. This kitchen had ton of cutouts, like around this wall here we put in. We went all back behind the fridge, all around here. We have angle cuts over here. So it's all good. So let's finish up this floor and we can get to other things. All right, guys, I am out here at my cutting station we were using to cut these planks, and I kind of wanted to give you a quick idea how this is going together. One thing is, they did say that you could use a razor knife in some of the install videos from Floors and Decor. A razor knife to cut this, to score it, kind of like drywall, score it and then break it. I found that a lot more difficult than just using a chop saw, and the chop saw actually cuts this pretty nice. But basically, this is a piece here that has the channel on it. This is a piece that would lay next to it that has, you know, the inset for the channel to go into, and basically they just get lined up and then you push down and it snaps together. It's very simple to do. You just have to be careful. Those channels are somewhat fragile, and you know, they could easily break. So then the next piece, you basically would slide this on a 45 angle and then lay it down. Now the difference between this and laminate, I've done laminate in the basement before, the Pergo and what have you. The laminate wants you to, let me get another piece here. The laminate wants you to, this is very difficult to do on my table. They want you to put this second piece in, right? This one's laying here. They want you to put this second piece in and then right up, and then tap it with a tool and a hammer and slide it in here, which ultimately causes, it has more of a potential to, one, damage the end of the piece that you're hammering against. Again, I talk about these ends are very fragile. It also could damage this piece here, whereas this, you don't, you know, it just snaps in. You push in from the top, and it just I had a lot less damaged pieces, and the reason why they may have been damaged is usually our fault, and it's because, you know, they weren't lined up properly, or maybe something was underneath and it caused it to not snap together. But very cool product. I would definitely, it's a little tidbit more expensive, not much. It's definitely worth the planks over the laminate, in my opinion, just because of that. It's a little easier to install, a little less of a issue, you know, when it comes to connecting the pieces together. guys, we have somewhat of a finished project here. I still have to go around and do trim, but I do have to do trim in all the kitchen as well. We are still waiting for, I had to order these transition pieces. We might actually do the foyer as well to kind of tie in the two rooms. I'm not quite sure yet. But anyway, all complete here. Everything looks very good. And the kitchen, we're back in the kitchen again. You already seen the kitchen, so all is well. We are planning to do the steps as well, but again, I had to order the trim or the stair nose for each one, and then we can tackle that. I'm just gonna have to air nail that to the steps since it's a floating floor. All right, guys, it's gonna be a wrap for today's video. I know there's a lot of time lapse. I apologize for that. There was also some missing footage that I accidentally, my fault this time, I accidentally formatted it before I realized that some of the stuff hadn't come over. So you got the gist of it though. We tackled two rooms. We knocked them out pretty quickly. The wife helped out, which was great. And we can move on to the next part of the kitchen remodel. Chances are the countertops will be in sometime this week or early next week, hopefully. And then we can finish up all of our trim in the kitchen. We have some lights to put in still for the island and for over the table. And that's pretty much it. Trim and paint and kitchen will be done. So if you like the video, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Everything you can do to help us out, that'd be great. We are getting close to that 300 subscriber. I know, again, it seems small, but we are willing to give away some memorabilia, some Average Mike's t-shirts, not like this one, but you know, one that you've seen before. So again, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. Later.